I was giving a talk the other day on hypnosis with a bunch of people, and it was such a great talk because it was very interactive. And someone was asking me about anxiety, and I have a very interesting, maybe it's not that unique, but I like to think it's perspective on anxiety. Anxiety is the hypnotic state. Okay, so why is anxiety the hypnotic state? If you think about what hypnosis is, and really is not what we think it is, hypnosis is a state of acute focus with a relaxation in the body. Now, when you are anxious, what happens to you, right? Your mind begins to take over with thoughts and thinking. It begins to produce images and future projections, normally in the fear state, visual, and the world around you disappears, right? You're not focused on, oh, the sounds of the cars out on the street, the sounds in the hallway. You become so hyper fixated because you are in survival mode. You're being triggered to protect yourself. And so that is the anxious state. And your mind is trying to solve a problem. It's trying to keep you safe and protected. And it's doing that from borrowing from the past. And all of a sudden you're triggered into old memories. You're pulling forward memories to like try to avoid this or do that. But all the while, it's like you're not connected to the world around you whatsoever. Now, hypnosis is very similar. However, instead of having the fear voice that is giving you the hypnotic suggestions, we have very soothing hypnotic suggestions. We are taking that hypnotic state, that acute focus, and we are providing to you what we call hypnotic suggestions of how life can be in the future, right? We might say, wouldn't it be wonderful to know that anytime you see a dog, you can feel calm, relaxed, and in control, that your body will just relax. You'll know that you're in control and can walk away. Now, that's assuming that you have a fear of dogs, right? And that's what we're talking about. But anxiety, the interesting thing is, if we knew and now know that it is a hypnotic state, there are ways that you can break it. There are ways that you can get out of it too. So sometimes when I'm working with anxious clients, I need to de-hypnotize them to put them back in the hypnotic state to get a different result. So how do I do that? Here's one tip and trick. I am going to ask them first and foremost, if I can tell that they're in a triggered state when they've come into my office, to stop and just close their eyes. I am checking their eyes to see if they're wobbling up and down, if they are in fact overstimulated, because we know that when the eyes are fluttering or rolling up and inward or rocking side to side, that they are in a hypnotic state. And that's not a bad thing. It just means that they're overwhelmed, overstimulated, right? The mind has gone inward and is focused. And what we can do is really help ground them to bring them back down, right? Because when you're anxious, you're living in your head. It is like all sheer chaos. So I have my clients close their eyes, and then I walk them through a series of relaxation techniques. I call it like the 5-minute technique. It doesn't have to take long, but we are moving them from their head to their body. They have disassociated themselves from their body, and we want to get them grounded. And so I have them start by just simply breathing in. If they're going to focus on that place in their head, I want them to create space with the breath, right? Remember, taking control of your breath. Your breath is an autonomic nerve system process. You typically don't have to think about breathing, but if we can take control of it, we're locking in the conscious mind more. So we're going to go, let's control the breath. Let's get that conscious mind back engaged. So we're going to breathe and exhale. And on the exhale, I'm going to have them feel themselves sinking down into the chair, into their body. We want the body. We can have them pat as well if we want. But you're going to have them sink into the body. You're going to have them get grounded into the earth. You want them to feel gravity. Challenge them. The mind loves a challenge. I wonder how heavy you can make your body feel with relaxation. How heavy can you make your body feel as if you were connecting down into the earth? Each exhale that you release, feel your body sink down. Over exaggerate it. Even if you don't feel it, just pretend. And that's where you're going to go. And then you're going to use numbers, because numbers are finite. The mind likes numbers. It knows that after 10 comes a 9. After 8 comes a 7. Count down with each breath for them. So it's 10, 9, heavier. And heavy is a good word, right? We're not triggering them to feel overweight. We're triggering them to let their muscles go, because when your muscles relax, they feel heavy. There's no tension. You become dead weight, right? And so that's what we're doing. We're desensitizing them to the trigger of the stress. We're getting them, yes, in their body first, but then we're going to reacclimate them. So after those 10 breaths, bring them back out, have them look around, have them identify a couple different things, because now what you're doing is you're getting them to observe outside of themselves, because when we're in an anxious state, we are very egocentric. We are very ego. We are very me, me, me. Now we want to reconnect. It's I am calm. Everything around me looks calm. Let me identify those things and be more present. Presence is awareness, and that's a powerful thing. So I hope this is helpful. You can use it anytime. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and stay tuned for a 5-minute technique that I'm going to put out.